Hi everybody, this is Bogus Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the DC Multiverse Aquaman figure. So before we take a look at Aquaman, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, the Build-A-Figure piece he comes with is the Trench Warrior's right leg. And I already built the Trench Warrior. And as you can see, the Trench Warrior is just a tad bit taller than Aquaman. I don't really think this Build-A-Figure made too much sense because it's kind of an army builder kind of deal. Like, the Trench are a race of Atlantean creatures. It's like a swarm. There's not just, like, one of them. So I feel like Black Manta should have been the Build-A-Figure, since this figure is so small, like, normal size. But that's a small nitpick of mine. And up next, he comes with his trident. The trident looks really nice. I like how shiny it is. How at the tip of the trident right there, it goes into more yellow and then fades into the gold. It's really shiny. And it's got a shimmer to it as well. And it's got a lot of sculpt detail to it. It has the Atlantean inscriptions there on it. And down here you can see that his spear was made by DC. So apparently this spear is not metal. It is plastic and it is made by DC. So, I do have a gripe about this. So, right here, right where he should hold it, it is really wide. And you can't fit it in his hand, because his hand, that'll stretch his hand out. So, you can either have him holding it like that, or have him hold it like this. So, that does bother me, because from looking images up online, it should all be the same length. This piece isn't in the middle here. So that does bother me. And another thing that bothers me is that he doesn't have an open left hand. So he can't hold it in both hands. If you want him to hold it in both hands, you can kind of just get him doing that. And then it'll drop out of his hand. But if you do get him holding it like that, it just looks stupid. Like, trying to get that to stay there. Yeah, it's just not going to stay. So that's definitely a gripe of mine about this figure. So now taking a look at the head sculpt, Mattel finally did a good job sculpting a Jason Momoa likeness. This looks like Jason Momoa, and I really like that. Now I'll show the previous figures. So here's the head sculpt of the very first Aquaman figure from BVS, and that likeness is horrible. That looks nothing like Jason Momoa. Up next we have the... this one I did kit bash. I used the basic Justice League head on the multiverse body. And it looked better than the head that was on it, because the head that was on it was this head. And as I said, this just looks like Rob Zombie to me. Like, these don't even look like the same people. This was the head sculpt they used for the Justice League version as well. This is just the Toys R Us exclusive shirtless version of him. So, I am proud of Mattel for finally getting his likeness right. They finally got the scar in his eyebrow. On all of mine, the eyebrows were intact. He didn't have that scar right there. But yeah, I definitely like that. And the hair looks nice as well. It has that wash of light brown over the dark brown. And in this movie, he gets his, the movie version of his comic outfit. And I think that they did a really good job of adapting his comic outfit to the movies, without making it look too corny. Like, here he is next to the comic Aquaman figure. And like I said, I like what they did with it. I think they adapted it really nicely to the movie. I do like this spear a lot better, though. Like, for Aquaman, not in the movie, for the figure. Because it doesn't have that big centerpiece right there. And on his torso right here, he has lots of sculpted detail in his goldfish scale armor here. Now the joints are like a matte gold kind of color, so that will show through. Like right there, the paint gets a little messy. It almost looks purple right there. I think it's just the yellow mixing with the gold, because he has yellow pads on the back of his bicep right there. And I also like his gloves. because it's made to look like seaweed. And then he has a little bit of silver to his gloves as well. So that's pretty cool. Although someone did say online it almost looks like his armor is corn on the cob because of the green and the yellowish orange right here. So I can't unsee that after someone said that. I really can. His belt also looks nice. And it's done in an actual gold collar. This is kind of like an orangish gold kind of collar. It's not just full on gold like his belt right here. And his pants have lots of sculpted detail too. They have that mesh kind of texture to them. And this is the first DC Multiverse figure I have that has double jointed knees. Now, this isn't the first DC Multiverse figure to have double jointed knees. I think the first one was Superman. Or I think, did all of the Clayface Wave figures have double jointed knees? I can't remember. I've never actually seen any in person, so that's why. But Mattel has definitely improved this line. I've been a vocal supporter of them anyways, but I do admit that their figures have gotten better because I have this whole wave, and the whole wave is just amazing. It's going to be really hard to rank these figures once I get done reviewing all the figures and then the Build-A-Figure, because all of them are really solid figures. And the likenesses are good as well. So that's definitely a plus for me because the previous Aquaman figures look nothing like Jason Momoa. So here you have his boots, which have the same seaweed kind of look to them. And then they have some silver to them. And then you just have all the legal mumbo-jumbo on his feet. So now let's go over his articulation. So he can't look back that far because of the hair, and it is pretty soft, but right here it gets a little more stiff. He really can't look down that far either because of his beard. He can move his head side to side, but you do get that squeak to it. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out all the way. He has swivel at the bicep. He has single-jointed elbow. Now this elbow joint right here, you can see the paint has been chewed up just a little bit from me moving it. It feels really loose, like it's going to snap. So I would definitely be careful if you get this and you're moving this figure around. But he also has swivel side to side there. He has swivel wrist. He has an ab crunch that can move back just a little bit and down just a little bit. He has swivel at the waist. Let me just lay that down here. He has ball jointed hips that can do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way, kick back just a little bit. He has swivel at the thigh, double jointed knees, which I'm super proud of. He has swivel at the ankle and an ankle rocker. And that is also really nice because the multiverse figures could never really stand that great unless you really, really, like one time it took me an hour to get a multiverse figure to stand up just to make the thumbnail for my video, that's how tough they are to get to stand. I ended up trying to use bases and they just kept falling over. So now that they have these ankle rockers, you can stabilize them. Because normally they just have swivel ankles, and that doesn't really help. So, now let's get the trident back in his hand here. Oops, move my camera here. Like I said, it would have been nice if that middle piece wouldn't have been there. That way he could hold it in the center, since he can't hold it in both hands. So now let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to my, was this the DC Essentials line, Aquaman? Some DC comic Aquaman figure. Here he is next to comic Aquaman, I'll just say that. Here he is next to the BVS Aquaman. And his trident just went flying. That's one thing with this, with the Aquaman figures, is their hands. They don't give them two open hands, that way they can hold the trident. Now he just looks like he's trying to hitchhike or he's giving a thumbs up. And this figure is a lot taller than the new one. And another thing is he was like weirdly sucking his gut in. He looks like someone just punched him in the gut. That was another weird thing about this figure. Here he is next to my kit bashed Aquaman figure. And I don't think the likeness is horrible on the basic one. It's sad that the basic $9 figure has a better likeness than the $20 figure. It's really sad. And I did have to use a rubber band to hold the trident in his hand. I might switch him up. I might, since this one has wider hands, I might give the Justice League version that trident, and the Aquaman version this trident. So I think I might do that. That way he can hold it in his hand a lot better. Here he is next to the Toys R Us exclusive Aquaman. You can see that he is much taller as well. Or, as I call him, the Justice League Rob Zombie figure. And finally, here he is next to the Trench Build-A-Figure. As I said in the beginning of this review, the Trench is just a little bit taller than Aquaman, but not by much. And this figure really can't stand. He has some really weird feet. So I'll just have to hold him there like that. So, overall, I would highly recommend this Aquaman figure because Mattel has just done a lot better with these multiverse figures. I have all of the Aquaman wave, and I have the new Walmart exclusive Harley Quinn. And they are so much better, like, it surprises me. I wonder if they just got such negative feedback from customers about the multiverse figures, or maybe they got a designer from Marvel Legends or something. I don't know, but these multiverse figures have definitely improved. So I would highly recommend this Aquaman figure. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, share this video, and hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And I think I just covered everything I should say. Okay, thanks for watching.